Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to a daily habit we all share, eating dinner. But we aren't just looking at what's on your plate, we're exploring the exact science of when it's on your plate. Okay, let's dive into this.
Let me ask you something we've probably all wondered at some point. If you eat the exact same meal with the exact same number of calories, does it actually matter to your body if you eat it at 5 p.m. versus, say, 10 p.m.? The old calories in, calories out rule suggests a calorie is just a calorie, right? Well, not exactly.
Because when you shift that mealtime, it literally alters your body at a hormonal level. We aren't merely talking about digesting food here. We're talking about fundamentally changing how your biology processes energy, repairs tissue, and protects your long-term health. To truly grasp this, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start by debunking the dinner myth, step into the hormone battle, look at heart health, uncover the late-night weight trap, and finally, we'll craft the perfect dinner and choose smart snacks. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the dinner myth, and debunk some long-standing calorie assumptions. For decades, we've been told weight loss is just calories in, calories out. And honestly, the bathroom scale might not show a massive immediate difference, but your internal health tells a completely different, far more dramatic story. Chronobiology is built on this absolutely crucial principle. Even if calories are equal, an early dinner gives your body time to lower insulin before bed, unlocking deeper restorative phases. Giving your insulin sufficient time to drop back to its baseline is step 1 to accessing the deep sleep your body desperately needs to heal. Which brings us to Section 2, the hormone battle. Let's look at the invisible war happening when you choose between a 5 p.m. and a 10 p.m. dinner. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Think about having an early dinner. Your insulin drops well before your head hits the pillow. Because insulin is low, your growth hormone, or GH, is allowed to rise naturally. And what does GH do? It signals your body to burn fat, specifically that stubborn belly fat for energy overnight. Now compare that to a late dinner. Your insulin stays elevated while you sleep. That high insulin physically suppresses your growth hormone. So instead of burning fat, your body takes the easy way out and just burns the sugar from your recent meal. You wake up with less fat burned and a sluggish metabolism. This biological advantage builds straight into Section 3, heart health, and its incredible cardiovascular benefits.
To really prove this, researchers at Northwestern University conducted a fascinating 7-week study specifically looking at overweight individuals with chronic disease risks. They compared a group eating dinner at least 3 hours before bed to a group eating whenever they wanted. And the results for the early eaters are wild. Even without significant weight loss, their blood pressure decreased to optimal sleeping levels. Their heart rate actually slowed down, allowing for true rest and recovery. Their blood sugar showed a vastly improved insulin response, actively lowering diabetes risk, and, my personal favorite metric, stress. Their cortisol levels dropped significantly. Just by moving their dinner time up, they dramatically reduced the strain on their cardiovascular system.
So early eating is a clear advantage. But Section 4, the late-night weight trap, reveals why eating late is pretty much a biological disaster.
Now, what's really interesting about this data is a major study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. It proves exactly why a midnight meal is a trap. When researchers compared 10 p.m. eaters to 6 p.m. eaters, the sheer magnitude of the impact was staggering. The 10 p.m. eaters suffered a 20% higher blood sugar spike, a massive 20%, and simultaneously, their overnight fat burning dropped by 10%. Keep in mind, these were totally healthy individuals. If you're struggling with obesity or diabetes, these negative effects compound even further. You're essentially trapping your body in a high-sugar, low-fat burning state right when it desperately needs to recover. We've looked at the heavy science, so how do we fix this? That brings us to Section 5, crafting the perfect dinner. So, the crucial point is, it all comes down to the number 3. You must finish your dinner at least 3 hours before you go to sleep. This is the golden chronobiological rule. It's the absolute minimum window your body requires to clear the glucose from your bloodstream and let that insulin drop, so your restorative hormones can take over. To visualize the perfect plate, split it up. Half of your meal, so 50%, should be colorful vegetables. 25% should be lean protein, like chicken, fish, or lean pork. And the final 25% should be complex carbohydrates, like brown rice or whole grains, alongside a little healthy fat. Calorie-wise, dinner should only make up 20 to 30% of your daily intake. So to put that into perspective, if you're eating 1,500 calories a day to lose weight, your dinner should sit right in that 300 to 450 calorie sweet spot. It's enough to repair the body, but not enough to overwhelm it. To ensure dinner acts as a tool for bodily repair rather than a source of excess weight, follow these 3 simple guidelines. 1. Lock in that 20 to 30% daily calorie limit. 2. Drink plenty of water. It helps you feel full faster and really aids digestion. And 3. Actively avoid sugary, excessively salty, or heavily processed foods in the evening. Keep it clean, keep it balanced, and let your body do the whole shebang while you sleep.
But let's be entirely realistic for a second as we hit section 6, smart snacks. What happens when you do everything right, but at 10:30 p.m., your stomach starts rumbling? We've all been there. The key is satisfying that craving without ruining the delicate hormonal balance we just built. Here's your practical, science-backed cheat sheet for late-night hunger. Leafy greens are incredible. They're low in calories but highly filling and great for digestion. Unsweetened yogurt is a fantastic choice. It gives you a steady hit of high protein that keeps you satiated without causing a dreaded sugar spike. Reaching for a banana works wonders because it's highly satiating and actually aids in sleep. And finally, cherries. They aren't just very low in calories, but they're a natural sleep aid. These specific foods protect your blood sugar while safely shutting down your hunger.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Look at the clock. Is it time to close the kitchen? Your body is an incredible machine, but it runs on a biological clock. By simply shifting your dinner time forward, prioritizing protein and fiber over sugar, and closing that kitchen 3 hours before bed, you aren't just cutting calories, you're optimizing your hormones, protecting your heart, and actively lowering your risk of chronic disease. It's a simple start to long-term health. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this fascinating science today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.